Our attachment style provides a map for the way we engage in close relationships, particularly our romantic relationships. And we learn our attachment style from our formative relationships, which are with our mother and father or our caregiver. So the way we're provided those relationships will directly affect the way we engage in our future relationships. So understanding our attachment style can help us better understand why we are a certain way in our relationships, and understanding our partner's attachment style can help us better understand why our partner is existing or engaging in a particular way. And it's through that increased awareness, that why, that we can actually start to change and curate and develop the way that we engage in relationship. And I really think that this is one of the most important things in life, to understand relationship dynamics, because we're born into relationship and relationships come and go through our whole life, and some would say that we exist only in dynamic. So in this video, I'm going to outline the 4 attachment styles for you, so you can start to think, hey, which one am I? Or hey, that's my partner. And then we're also going to talk about ways to help yourself feel safe within a relationship. So there are 4 attachment styles, and attachment theory was developed by John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth in the 70s, and they basically ran some experiments with babies and their mothers to see what would happen, how would a baby respond when the mother left, when there was experience of separation, and when she returned, so when there was reconnection. And they developed it initially into 3 different styles, and then a 4th attachment style was added later. The first kind of attachment style is secure attachment. So a secure attachment feels very, very safe when the mother or the partner later in life leaves, and also when they return. So they're not so bothered either way. As an adult, if we have a secure attachment style, we're generally going to feel pretty chilled out in a relationship. We're not going to worry if our partner's not texting us or goes out with for a big night with a bunch of friends. We're just going to know, hey, I'm safe with that person. On the flip side, if we need to be really close to our partner and not have so much space, we're also not going to get too overwhelmed. So we're pretty safe in connection and in separation. The next attachment style is called insecure-avoidant. Now, an insecure-avoidant attacher needs space. They actually get overwhelmed by too much connection. And so a typical dynamic that can occur with this kind of attacher is that when their partner gets a little too close, or when there's not enough space, they will retract, or they will shut down emotionally, or they may leave, because for them, connection can be very, very overwhelming. So if you or your partner are an anxious-avoidant attacher, ensuring that you really understand space and boundaries and being able to provide that for each other can be very, very helpful. And an anxious-avoidant attacher, once they receive space, are going to find the impulse, hopefully, to step forward back into the connection. The third kind of attachment style is insecure-anxious. Now, an insecure-anxious attacher just wants connection, and they're actually very terrified of separation. So when this person is in a relationship, they are commonly reaching out or grabbing or wanting more, because actually they're terrified at some level that the person is going to leave them. If you or your partner are an insecure, anxious attacher, what can really help is to use words and touch to help the person, whether it's you or your partner, feel very safe within the connection, and to really understand and deeply know, hey, this person is not going to leave me. The 4th attachment style, which was developed later, is called disorganized attachment, and this is commonly associated with people who have experienced developmental or relational trauma. So the word disorganized is another word for being confused. So this kind of attacher, a disorganized attacher, both at once really wants the connection, so they want to reach out, but they're also very terrified and overwhelmed by it. So it's a bit of a mix of the other two, the last 2 that I spoke about. And the reason someone can have a disorganized attachment is usually because they've had a parental relationship that's been very unstable in some way. So when we're young, our parent represents safety and home. But if they're is an experience of them not being available or being dangerous or threatening, they can be terrifying. So this instills in us a sense of confusion and makes us feel very disorganized. I want mum or dad and I love them, but I'm terrified. And this can infuse into our adult relationships. And in this kind of relationship, a disorganized attacher is sometimes going to be reaching out and demanding, and sometimes shutting down and saying get away, because they're very confused by the relationship. To help somebody that's a disorganized attacher, what can be very, very helpful is stability. So to provide the person very, very constant levels of connection and disconnection. Routine can help. Words can help also, and also starting to understand the attachment style and what may be needed when the person goes into an experience of reaching out and demanding, or goes into an experience of shutting down and freezing. And that's really the case for all of the attachment styles. What we want to do, if we want to cultivate beautiful, connected relationships, is to understand the way we relate and the way our partner relates. And then we want to ask, how can I make you safe? And how can you make me safe? I hope that's given a little bit of insight. I wonder if you are starting to think, this is my attachment style and this is my partner's. And if you'd like more information on that, there's loads online, or you're welcome to send me a message and chat on it. I could talk about it for ages.